My dear brothers and sisters, imagine that your child is taken away from you, not because of anything they did or that you did, but just because they're a Muslim or they're from this country or from that country. Imagine you woke up tomorrow and some family members were taken from you for no reason. Imagine if your child went to school, or if you now are in school, you went to a school where they told you you're not allowed to pray. And if they saw you praying, not only would you be expelled from the school, but perhaps face legal repercussions or something of that matter. This is something that many of us, the second item especially, is something that many of us who grew up going through schooling systems here had the privilege, alhamdulillah, to be able to pray at school. We, alhamdulillah, are in safety in our homes here. But there are definitely times and trials that happen that give us a glimpse of this. But really, the reason I brought these two examples up is to shed some light on what happened in Canada over the past 200 years to the indigenous population of Canada. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين أو الأقربين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O you who believe, be persistently standing, firm in justice. Witnesses for Allah, even on yourselves, or even against yourselves, or your parents, or those who are related to you. And I say this because many times, I refer to this ayah because many times we stand back and we say, oh, this is not happening to us. This is someone else's problem, and so on and so forth. But just as it's happening to our brothers and sisters in Gaza, this was very much a huge issue of the past 200 years that still shapes how a lot of the indigenous population is treated today, or the struggles that they go through today. So first we have to acknowledge, and again this is a constant struggle that we have to strive to correct, is that we are on land that was taken from indigenous people, the First Nations, the Inuit, the Métis. This land, there were people who were here. And again, there were atrocities that happened over the past centuries that resulted in the killing of many of them, resulted in the some form of segregation or pushing into reservations, into reserves and so on of those native people to not just Canada, but North America as a whole. And again, I started with the examples that we see very, not far-fetched in a way, but how atrocious they would be if that happened to us. And we see this, the problem with this is we see some forms of this to a horrible extent happening to our brothers and sisters in different countries of the world, and we feel touched by it. We feel it's problematic, and maybe we're doing something about it.